Bonnie, I got your email. I'll answer it back later. All right, we have Lynn Williams and Lindsey Horan here to speak with you today. It's our last press conference here at the Grid, so thank you very much, Grid people, none of whom are in here, but thank you to them for being awesome, and I think you guys enjoyed it as well. All right, questions for these two. We'll do a little bit of breakdown after we get through. So questions, please wait for the mic. Doug, go ahead.
Hi guys, Doug McIntyre, Fox Sports. I'd like both of you to comment if you can. Just, you're playing Sweden now. We assumed you were, but now it's official. Thoughts on them? What makes them dangerous? What do you guys have to look out for? Thanks so much.
Want me to start? Well, I feel like wouldn't be a major tournament if we weren't facing Sweden. We always find a way to play them in these big tournaments. So we know that they're a very good team. Every time that we play them, it's a massive battle, and they're somewhat like us in that case. So we know what they can bring. We know what we can bring, and I think that's the main focus right now is what we can do to expose them and to go out and win this game. But again, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a difficult match, and it's a round of 16. It's a knockout game. So
yeah, just to go off what she said. We're just going to, play them hard, but respect them as well. It's a round of 16. They're going to be a good side, and it's going to be a tough battle, but just mainly focusing on what we can do and what makes us special, and hopefully go out there and win this game. But we definitely are going to respect them and know what they can bring. They're a very good side, so it would be naive for us to think they're not.
Front row.
Henry Bushnell from Yahoo Sports. I guess you can both answer this as well. But on the outside over the past 48 hours, there's been, I don't know if panic is the right word, but a lot of people worried about where this team is at right now, given the last two performances. Has that filtered through to you guys at all? Do you feel that? And what has been the mood like within the team over the past 48 hours?
Yeah, I think the key word you said was the outside world. We are not panicking. We have made it to the round of 16. I think that we haven't played our best soccer yet, which is the most exciting part for us. We are a team that are going to battle, and even when we haven't played our best soccer, I think we've only had one shot on goal. Unluckily for us, it went in, but it's been one shot in 3 games. So yeah, that's the outside world, not us.
yeah, the only thing I would say on that is, again, it is noise. Sometimes you hear it, you see it, and sometimes it's hard to get away from it. But again, it's your guys' job to have the opinion, of our team. You guys are all watching us. Everyone in the world gets to have their opinion. And this is it's the World Cup. It's the biggest stage, and teams are better and better. Some of the most competitive matches that we've been a part of or we've seen, and you see some of these massive teams going out of the World Cup as well. And it's crazy. But at the end of the day, it's the World Cup. This is what we're playing for. We're playing for these big matches. We're playing for these big moments, these pressure cookers. And that's what we want to be a part of. And, us being the U.S. national team, we're always going to have that. You guys always want to talk about us, and we're going to take that pressure. We're going to go with it, but we're going to, focus on ourselves and, look at everything internally and try to keep the noise out as much as possible, but, use it to our advantage too, because we're going to go out and we're going to fight, and we're going to do everything that, we've done in the past World Cups, the past major tournaments to go win this game.
Nancy, then Steve.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Lindsey, since you've played all 3 games, is there something that you can identify that is not working, or that because you guys keep talking about the pieces that are there, you're close. Is there anything that you can identify that is keeping you from going from close to done?
The one thing that, when I look at these past 3 games, it's, obviously we're gonna move forward. It's a new tournament starting now. It's the knockout stages, but it's just that confidence, the belief in ourselves to, one, do what we are most special at, each of us individually, but also as a team. And also just find the joy in it a little bit more. I think we were just talking about it's like we love this game so much. We're so passionate about this game. We want to win, as much as possible, and we want to play better. Like We all know that. You know, you guys know that, our team knows that, we want to play better, and to find those little pieces of joy, you know, in the game as well. So I think, you know, once we get a little bit more of that joy back and, you know, that feeling, you know, things are going to move a little bit better on the field. We're going to have more rhythm, we're going to have more confidence, and, you know, things will come. More and more chances will come.
Steve Goff.
Hi, Steve Goff of the Washington Post. Lindsey, obviously the expectations for this team are always extremely high, including this tournament. And when things don't reach those expectations, how does that hit you? How does that affect you? Is it disappointment? Does it affect confidence? What is that like behind the scenes?
You know what's funny is I actually just heard this from Lynn. You know, after the game, it almost did feel like a disappointing feeling because we didn't play as great as we wanted to. We didn't score our chances, and maybe that's the immediate feeling after the game. But you know, she made a great point. It's not. We don't want to be disappointed in ourselves. We still made it to the round of 16, and obviously we want to play better. We want to perform better. We want to entertain, you know, our U.S. fans more and for ourselves as well. But you know, the expectations are always going to be there for this national team, and they're always going to be great, and we're always going to be in the pressure cooker, and we love that. So we just need to raise our standards, which we always do, and we move forward, and we go out and we do everything in our power to prepare ourselves for this next game.
Jeff.
Jeff Kassouf with Guardian. Lindsey, with Rose suspended, I'm wondering if you could talk to maybe tactically how that sort of affects you all and maybe the midfield specifically, but also from a leadership perspective. Obviously, she had that journey of the injury, coming back, getting to that point, and then, you know, at a human level, just dealing with that disappointment. How have you talked to her? What have you said to her, maybe?
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. You know, I love Rose so much, and I think the first thing I wanted to say to her after the game was, you know, I think you did everything in that game to win and to fight for us, and you know, those kind of things happen. Like you were going into tackles, you were, you know, giving our team more and more confidence, like putting the pressure on. And again, it happens. These things happen in World Cups. You saw it in 2015, and the lineup change that had to be made. And again, it's part of the game. So for us, that's Flacco's decision tactically and whatever. So I can't touch on that, but you know, whatever we do and whatever we do in the midfield, I'm fully confident in the players that we have coming in.
Caitlin.
Kayla Murray, ESPN. This question is for both of you guys. Against Portugal, it seemed like you guys were maybe having a little difficulty kind of like getting into the game. And I'm wondering if you feel like you're getting, you know, the necessary feedback you need from the coaching staff, and you're getting everything you need to sort of like problem solve during the game and make adjustments during the games.
Yeah, I think we are. I think that, you know, everybody looking at us, like Lindsey said, we have this high standard, we want to do X, Y, and Z. These teams are good. Like, they're good technical teams. So there's going to be times that we need to problem solve on the field and take that responsibility on ourselves. But I think that even though times that we didn't get it right, we were able to rectify that and fix it on the field ourselves. So yeah, I do think that we're getting the necessary feedback and ways to fix it moving forward. But that game's in the past now. Like Lindsey said, it's a whole new tournament, so we can't really dwell on that at this moment, and just move forward and take the pieces that we need to hopefully beat Sweden.
JT.
Thanks, Aaron. The pointing in the direction of the questioner is probably also very helpful, so thanks for that. Lynn, I think you said after the Portugal game, the punch isn't landing. You know, that final punch isn't landing. And where do you think that's, both of you can answer this if you'd like to, where do you think that's gone?
I don't remember saying that. So there's step one.
Across the board, when we're on top of the team, like we were tonight, we really have to just punch them.
I said that?
Did you mean like physically?
Like, are you talking about defensively, attacking?
I think putting the ball in the back.
Yeah, in the back of the net. Yeah, I don't think it's gone. I just think that we had opportunities, we had moments, and it's just capitalizing on them. That's the game of soccer. Sometimes it goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't. Like we've said, of course we want to play better, but at the end of the day, we're still getting results. So it's just believing and continuing to do that. And I think that Lindsey made a great point about playing with joy and knowing that, okay, if we miss one, let's do it again and play with that joy and take that responsibility on every single person. But to say it's gone, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Annie.
Hi, Annie Peterson from Associated Press. I know you guys have been also watching the games and the games that you guys have been involved with. What does that say about parity in terms of soccer, in women's soccer especially at this World Cup?
Just hand it to Juliet real quick. Parity.
I think we said it before this tournament. This will be the most competitive World Cup, and if you're not watching it, you're really missing out. I think it is showing, the investment in women's sports and women's football. Every result that you see, it's insane. And some of the games that we've played in, it's like Lynn said, it's not easy. It's difficult, and it's the World Cup, and it's getting better and better and better. So. I think it's a joy for women's football. I think if you're not supporting it by now, it's insane. So, being in this and being a part of it is truly incredible. But we've been here before, and now we're finally seeing the support, and it can only go up from here. It needs to keep going up. So,
Juliet, go ahead.
Hi, Juliet McCurr with the New York Times. I'd like both of you to answer this question. If you're not playing with joy, what is the feeling that you have on the field? Can you describe just what's going through your mind and how the team is playing if it's not joyfully?
I'll go. Yeah, I think that, we obviously we've talked about a young team. We all want to put our best foot forward. We want this so badly that sometimes I think we lose track of why we started to play and why we're here. It's because we loved a game, and we love absolutely playing, and we love these moments on the world stage. That's why we put our bodies through so much and sacrifice so much. And I think that it's a lot of people's first tournament, mine included. So you just want to go out there and perform so badly that sometimes you forget about all of the joy and the reason why you started. So I think that we have come together as a team, and we just need to get back to that, what makes us great. And yeah.
Yeah, I think the one thing, I've said to this team a lot is, pressure is a privilege. And, that's one thing. Like this tournament is going to be the pressure cooker, what we always live in. But we thrive in that. We enjoy that. It's just like smiling on the field, when things go well. And maybe in this last Portugal game, it was so heated the entire game. It felt like it was nonstop and, so much going on that you didn't get a second to just truly enjoy, what we were doing. And we couldn't find that rhythm. And I don't know, just like vibing together. It was, it was a World Cup game, that's how it goes. So I think it's not a good feeling to have, and I think that's why, we've looked at ourselves and looked at these last few games, and we know that, again, that part is over, and now we have to go find this inside of ourselves, find this joy, and we go to the round 16 and we bring that.
Lakin, last one.
Basically, that was also what I was wondering about the joy, but I guess a follow-up to that is, how do you find it then now?
I think that having 3 games, obviously, that, it's no secret that we feel like we can play better. Having that experience, feeling like now, first of all, being joyful that we made it to the round of 16 and not diminishing that accomplishment. That was the name of the game the whole time, is get out of the group stage, and that's exactly what we did. I don't think that it, of course, like we said, we want to be playing better, but it doesn't matter. Like, tournaments are about results, and we're getting the results. So just reminding ourselves that, coming together as a team, having meetings, having fun with each other. It's a lot of pressure, it feels like sometimes, but there's a human side to that as well. And knowing that, you know, we can look at each other and say, like, I got your back. If you mess up, I'll have your back. If you're doing something great, I'm going to cheer for you as if I'm doing something great. And we have come together as a team and have done that after being able to look at the last 3 games that we've just gone through. So, so I think it's already been found.
Well said, Lydia.
Great answer. Yeah.
Yep, that's a good way to end it. We'll break it down. Hop on up.